Hi friends, we are going to discuss an important term related to world history and international relations. We are going to discuss this term called superpower. You might have come across this term superpower in the newspapers as well as in the digital media. Even in the IAS interview, questions will be asked about superpower. UPSC interview board often asks the IAS aspirants, do you think India is a superpower? Many aspirants will answer like this. They will assertively tell that yes, India is a superpower. In fact, this is a wrong answer. India is not a superpower yet. We still have a long way to go. Okay, then what is the qualification for a country to become a superpower? What are the prerequisites for a country to be considered a superpower? Let's see. A superpower is a country that is extremely strong economically as well as militarily. So the economy of the country should be strong enough. Ideally, such countries will have natural resources, lots of natural resources. Apart from that, economically it will be advanced. Okay. Secondly, militarily also the country will be very strong. Apart from that, superpowers will be able to influence larger parts of the world. Okay, so this country will decide the affairs in other countries, and using their military might, these countries will generally wage wars across the world. Okay, so such countries are considered superpowers. The term superpower came into usage mainly in the modern era, especially during the course of the Second World War. During the Second World War, three countries were considered superpowers. The first was Britain, second USA, United States of America, and the third was USSR, also called Soviet Union. Now the Soviet Union is no longer in existence. It broke up in the year 1991. Now the remnant of the Soviet Union, the large remnant, is Russia. Okay, so these three countries were considered superpowers during the course of the Second World War. In fact, these three countries, these three states, were the leaders of the allied nations that won the Second World War. After the Second World War, Britain was no longer a superpower. It lost most of its colonies around the world. So economically, militarily, it became weak. At the same time, USA, Soviet Union, they continued to be superpowers. Starting from 1945 till 1991, that is during the breakup of the Soviet Union, this period was referred to as Cold War, 1945 to 1991. So the two superpowers at that time were USA and Soviet Union. So this period, Cold War, was considered as a bipolar world. Bipolar means two superpowers, power concentrated at two ends. That's called bipolar. Okay, so this was the situation from 1945 to 1991. After 1991, Soviet Union broke up. So Soviet Union itself ceased to be a superpower. What happened to Britain earlier now happened to Soviet Union. After 1991 till now, USA, America is the only real superpower in the world. Okay. So remember, economic might, economic strength and military strength are the two main factors considered under superpower. Apart from that, superpowers also wield soft power influence. Soft power is contrasted with hard power. Under hard power, a country uses its military might or force to control other countries. Okay, that's called hard power. But soft power is just the opposite. Countries will use certain other means other than force. For example, countries will use their culture to influence other countries. It will use its values and institutions to influence other countries. It will also use its economy to influence and control other countries. Okay, so these factors are considered as soft power. Superpowers also wielded soft power. USA, the sole superpower in the world, also wields soft power. For example, earlier Great Britain, which was a superpower, actually used its institutional influence. Many countries that were colonies of Britain borrowed British institutions. Okay, the sole superpower of the world right now, USA. Even now, USA wields its soft power. USA's culture, USA's values are used as soft power to influence other countries. Okay, so these are the characteristics of superpowers. Whether India is a superpower, definitely we are not a superpower as of now. Sometimes media refers to India as a superpower, but in reality, we are yet to become a superpower. We are an emerging superpower. China is also an emerging superpower. In fact, China in the near future will become a superpower. Definitely it will become. Probably in a decade, it will match USA. Economically, militarily, it will match USA, and definitely it will become the second superpower in the near future. India by all means will become the third superpower in the near future. As of now, we still have many weaknesses. Industrially, we are weak. With regard to the standard of living of the people, we still have a long way to go. Crores of Indians are living in poverty. Okay, the infrastructure in our country is not that strong. Technologically, we have to develop ourselves. We still have to do lots of research. When it's come to military, we are still dependent on imports of military equipment from other countries. So here we have to go for indigenous research. Okay, so we still have a long way to go. Even when it comes to soft power, we have to take our culture, values across the world. China has done so successfully. We are still lagging behind. Elements of culture like Buddhism, Sanskrit, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, and other languages have to be spread across the world. Yoga can be spread across the world. Indian traditional martial arts can be spread across the world. Chinese have already done so successfully. Okay, our Indian values of non-violence and satyagraha can be used as soft power. Okay, but we are still in the nascent stage. We still have a long way to go. But in the future, definitely India is going to become a superpower. It is a duty of all Indians to acknowledge the real weakness of India, and all Indians should try to convert these weaknesses into strengths. We should be united first. Only when we are united, we can develop our country into a real superpower in the future. Thank you.